welcome back to Redbanditracing, and in this video, we're unboxing a brand new RC car. And lately, we've had the Mini E-REVO and the Revo join the channel, driven by Danielle and Bandit. And I have not gotten a car this year yet, and I got one today. I've been deciding between the Haas 4x4 VXL, the ERevo VXL brushless, and even the Arma Outcast. And we've been deciding which car would bring us the most content and which videos you guys want to see most. And my decision was the ERevo 2.0 VXL brushless. And this car is a really big update from the original ERevo V1. They have upgraded various things like the drive shafts, the control arms, the axles, and even the battery tray and the chassis. And with this one, you got the clipless body system, the inboard GTR shocks, a new beefier design for the control arms, and the center driveline is now X-Max axles, well, max axles. And the axles are now called the Max Duty CV steel axles. We got the new GTR aluminum shocks, and we even got bigger gears and stronger material for all of your differentials and all of your pinion and spur gears. Now, a lot of these upgrades that went from the V1 to the V2 were inspired by the X-Max, with a lot of Max and X-Max Duty style with all the gears and all the axles and control arms. And also, we got two brand new Traxxas LiPo 3S, because this truck does take 6S. This will be our first 2 battery car, besides the Mini E-REVO, but that's only 2 nickel hydrates. These are 2 full-scale 3S LiPos. So this is going to be emitting a lot of power. And with all these new X-Max style upgrades, it is now meant to take a huge beating while bashing. And as you guys seen in our videos, we are definitely going to test that. But it's also not just meant for bashing, because this goes 70 miles per hour. So this is going to be keeping up with our Traxxas Bandit. And as you guys can see, this over. If you plug in 2 Traxxas LiPos 3S on full scale gearing, you will be hitting 70 miles per hour. And with a bit less gearing, with still 2 3S LiPos in, you will be hitting 65. But we're probably going to be hitting most is the low speed gearing, where 50 miles per hour. And if you decide to run 2 2S LiPos for 4S, you'll be hitting around 30 to 40 depending on your gearing. And we're probably not going to run this on 2S very often. We're probably always going to have 2 3S. So we're mostly going to be hitting around that 50 mile per hour mark. But we are going to do a speed test with this and see if we can get this to go 70 miles per hour. So let's get this unboxed. First thing we get, Traxxas receiver. I am just going to link up my other remote that has the Mark Santa Maria thumb steer. So this is going to be used as a backup remote. Next, we got the car. Then we got your manual and tools. I did not expect this to be this big. This is huge. Get this body off. This is a lot bigger than I thought. This comes with a 2200 kV Valenia motor, and this is not your traditional motor, because I think, if I'm not wrong, correct me in the comments, but this is a Castle Creation motor, and we have seen this motor in the Sledge, and I think even the X-Max. So these motors are meant for the 6S. You will not be seeing this in the 4S trucks, but this is a 6S truck. And my favorite part about this truck is the body. This is one of my favorite body designs, with all the colors leading up to the front with the white. And this is actually a really nice color. I was hoping for red, since all my trucks are mostly in red, but we could not. The ERevo does not come with red, but honestly, I actually would prefer this over red, because this looks really nice. What we got inside the box with a package. You will get your typical Traxxas manual, and this is, I think, the warranty card. and this is for the Link app. And we do have the Link app, so we are going to link up this truck to my other remote. You got your Traxxas sticker set and your parts manual, and you will get your tools. These we have tons of. These Allen wrenches, we are starting to have a collection of these. And this, I think, is for the battery tray, because I think these have adjustable battery trays. Let's see if I am right. Yep, as you see right there, there's a screw, and I believe these will screw into the battery tray. I don't know, I'm not fully sure what they're for, but I think if you have a smaller battery, they help shrink in the amount of room and keep your batteries fit.
The 2S.
Yeah, the 2S.
Because it runs dual 2S.
And just like the mini E-REVO, there are battery vents right here and here on both sides. And this moves a lot smoother than the mini. He's actually clicking really nice. We have our 6.4-inch Talon EXT tires with blue anodized 17mm hex. We have the GTR inboard shocks, the adjustable shock retainers. You got our battery tray and your ESC instructions with the foam pad. And we got our battery vents, front and rear, on both sides. Right here we got our dual servos on both sides, which will give you a lot of steering power. You got your suspension joint with the dirt and dust seal to keep out debris while running, and this will prolong the life. You have your max duty steel CV axles and your much bigger bearings than the V1 to help with overheating and durability. Features the low center of gravity chassis, and I believe this is a easy access panel to the center drivetrain. And we got the dual servo and the servo shields for chassis slapping and crashes. All right, so now we're gonna check the size comparison. And the E-REVO is huge, but we wanna compare it to our current biggest truck, which is the Revo, the Nitro. It's lined up. And this is our biggest truck because it's a slightly bigger than the Max. And E-REVO's huge next to it. Push this in a little bit. As you guys can see, it's probably around ½ an inch longer. If you count the wing, probably pushes it to an inch. The tires are slightly taller. It's not that easy to notice. These are Talon EXTs. I don't know what these tires are called. I think these are also Talon EXTs. And yeah, the E-REVO is about an inch longer, about 2 inches, I think 1 or 2 inches longer. But the height is definitely goes to the Revo's favor. It's probably about 2, maybe 3 inches taller. And just to complete the Revo family, pull up the mini E-REVO.
Hold on, line axle. Don't embarrass the little guy.
The Revo family tree. And now something I really want to compare, because I believe the Revos have the best suspension with the inboard shocks. The Revo blew the Max out of the water with its suspension, but I want to see how the E-REVO can compare. And we're gonna go take it onto a curb and see how these differ. All right, so we're gonna check the suspension right here. The Revo probably gets off the ground right there. Gets another few inches off the curb, and the E-REVO probably gets about there. So I think they have around the same suspension, but I think the E-REVO might have a bit more. But when it comes to jumping and bashing, the Revo definitely has a better chance of not chassis slapping. Also, a random feature I found about the E-REVO, I don't know if this is intentional. It stays pretty steady on that front bumper. So final thoughts, the E-REVO. I honestly think this is one of the best looking Traxxas trucks. I actually really like this body. I was actually most looking forward to the body for some reason. Bodies are always my favorite part of the RC cars. But the tires are huge. And I know Talons aren't as good as Sledge, and we're probably going to switch these to the tires that come stock with the Sledge. But we're not going to change these for a while. I want to keep this completely stock until the first bash. I don't even think I'm going to change the suspension. I'm not going to tighten up or loosen up the shocks. I want to see how this runs stock. And I actually really like the design, the inboard shock suspension, and I think this is going to be an excellent basher. The first run is coming soon, and the first bash will come a few videos after that, or maybe the next video after the first run. And we're going to be running this along with the Max, because I think the Max is just the most durable Traxxas truck, and it's our favorite truck to bash. So we're going to see how this compares to the Max. If we got anything wrong, please let us know in the comments. If you guys have any questions about the truck that we didn't explain in the video, let us know in the comments and we will answer. And if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next one.